The round of 32 at the FIFA World Cup is usually where the established hierarchy reasserts itself. Traditionally, European giants use this stage to transition from the experimental group phase into a controlled tactical rhythm. But the 2026 bracket has immediately deviated from that script. Germany, a three-time champion built on technical efficiency, is out. Their 4-3 defeat to Paraguay on penalties marks the earliest exit for a German squad of this caliber. The pattern continued in the very next slot. The Netherlands, despite controlling large stretches of play, couldn't break a disciplined Morocco and fell in a 3-2 penalty shootout. In 24 hours, two of the world's most stable tactical systems collapsed. This chart visualizes the central tension of this tournament, a struggle between tactical order and emotional chaos. Currently, the momentum sits with the underdogs. The rigid, pre-planned structures of the old guard are struggling to contain the high-variance, emotional energy of the lower-seeded teams. Day 5 brings 3 more matches to the fold. These fixtures will clarify if the remaining European powers can adapt their discipline to survive this atmosphere of unpredictability. The schedule begins at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, where Spain meets Austria in the afternoon's highest-profile matchup. Spain arrived in the knockouts with 6 points and a clear identity. They rely on high-volume passing and positional rigidity, often suffocating teams with nearly 70. They don't look to control the ball. They look to disrupt the opponent's control through high-intensity physical play. This creates a friction point. Spain's success depends on the patient circulation of the ball in the final third. Austria's game plan is to deny them that time, using an aggressive high press to turn the game into a series of frantic one-on-one duels. The outcome will indicate if Spain's methodical ball movement can still neutralize a team that refuses to respect their rhythm for 90 minutes. In Toronto, the pressure shifts from tactical systems to the psychological weight of a generational farewell. For Croatia, survival has often come down to the endurance of their veterans. At 41, Luka Modrić remains the focal point. Croatia's ability to navigate knockout rounds has historically relied on his ability to maintain composure when the match becomes erratic. Portugal faces a similar internal tension. Starting a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo carries immense emotional significance, but his limited movement in the group stage has complicated their attacking flow. It forces the manager to choose between legacy and tactical utility. To find their rhythm, Portugal often has to look toward a different midfield architect. Bruno Fernandes is the player who dictates their tempo and creates chances. For Portugal to advance, they likely need their build-up play to prioritize his vision over the emotional gravity of Ronaldo's presence. The team that moves on will be the one that manages to protect their game plan from the massive psychological distractions surrounding their legendary captains. The final match of the day takes place in Vancouver. It is a highly anticipated fixture between two teams that took very different paths to the round of 32. Switzerland advanced by conceding only 2 goals across 3 matches. Their system is defined by defensive repetition, a compact middle block that denies space in the center and forces opponents into predictable wide areas. Algeria, conversely, is playing with the resilience of a team that has already survived multiple scares. They beat Jordan and drew with Austria after a heavy opening loss to Argentina. They play with a high-risk, high-reward intensity that can overwhelm structured defenses. This chart matches expected dominance tonight. Algeria's green line surges in the first 20 minutes, relying on early energy to disrupt the opponent. But watch Switzerland's red line. It starts lower, absorbing pressure, waiting for Algeria's intensity to dip before methodically exploiting gaps. If Algeria's offensive surge manages to break the Swiss block early, it would suggest that even the most disciplined European defenses are vulnerable to the momentum-heavy style of this World Cup. These 3 Day 5 matches serve as a referendum on the current state of the global football hierarchy. Success for teams like Austria or Algeria would suggest that the gap between traditional powers and the rest of the world has narrowed significantly under this 48-team format. It would signal that the era of a few nations monopolizing the knockout stages is under threat. However, if Spain, Portugal, and Switzerland advance, it demonstrates that established tactical systems can still absorb the volatility of these high-pressure environments. Does tactical structure prevail, or can a legend like Ronaldo or Modrić provide the individual spark to keep the chaos going? Share your final prediction for tonight in the comments. Subscribe to stay updated as we head into day 6 of the round of 32.